Hello, G fam. As Gary said, we did come back. He's going to read his statement that he posted yesterday on Facebook.
Hey y'all, welcome G fam, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in back again. Actually, we had just made a stop at a quick stop pilot station on our way to Charlotte, and I said, well, let me read this now before we get back on the highway, because our lives more important than trying to post a video.
I agree.
On the highway. I just had it. Let me get back to it. And I know some of y'all heard about what's going on with Juanita Bynum.
Okay,
but,
here we go.
To me, the thing is, if that pastor, I believe his name was last name Pastor Moore, if he went into her room, he was wrong. But he's saying he didn't. But that basically didn't bother me. What threw like a red flag to me is how much they get paid and what they want before they come preach. As far as the hotels they want to stay in, that's fine, the hotels, but the cars, a car is fine. I'm not complaining about a car to pick her up in from the airport, but when you requesting 3 to 5 cars for your staffs and all that, I believe that's over the top. That's what kind of bothered me. So this is what I wrote last night on Facebook. Now the church, now it's going in and out. Now the church, you should know better. I don't like what I'm hearing. My own example of a breakdown on the numbers of a 1-week, 5-day church conference based on what I'm hearing and how national preachers, teachers, pastors, the next sector to come to preach at a church conference service. Then I put, please read. Monday night, Pastor Phony Baloney, $4,000 to come. Tuesday, Dr. Tell All Lies, $7,000 to come. Wednesday, Prophetess Over the Top, $12,000 to come. Thursday, Prophet Sleep Around, $5,000 to come.
Wow.
Friday, National Preacher Apostle, Give Me All You Got, $8,000 to come. Now, a year-round homeless man or woman in the church area community, church says swing by once a month and we'll feed you an $8 plate. The total cost for this homeless person, just one, per year is $96. Now, the total cost of a 1-week, 5-day conference for guest speakers, $36,000, not counting the cost for the musical guest artists nightly as well. So we'll round that off to about the same thing. So that's another $36,000. So here it is. 1-week conference service total cost $72,000, and again, that's $72,000. Not counting all the other preachers and the guest solo artists for all the other conference revivals and services through the course of the year. While this one homeless person is still homeless, then the church has the nerve to call this ministry. Then the church has the nerve to call this ministry. Yes, I wrote, church, this is what it looks like. Now, how about the church go back to church to learn the real true meaning of ministry, of real ministry, and not high maintenance church services? Then I wrote a question. Please ask yourself, what would Jesus do? Would he rather attend services like these, or would he find a home for the homeless? Now, that's what I wrote. And a couple of people made a quick comment. My friend named Dave said, love it. Latricia, it's sad. Mary, speak. Now, Cicely, she's an evangelist. She said, I like what she said too. She said he would tell the homeless person to get up and work. For silver and gold I do not have. Jesus had compassion for the widow and the orphan child. We all are given talents, and we should put our talents to use. I totally understand your point, because the money that's put on conferences could and should be used to help someone, less fortunate. Ministry minded is needed when it comes to the church lending a helping hand, but the reality is the individual being helped needs to be equipped with tools to maintain what they've been blessed with in order to survive. We can give and do, but more needs to be done because their soul is on the line. When we know better, we normally tend to do better. It's easier for the camel to walk through the eye of the needle than for a rich man to enter into heaven. Then I wrote back, then I'm going to have Gloria give her input on it. And I wrote back to Cicely. I said, love it, evangelist. Amen. Don't eat, don't work. Thank you for your input. Well understood. Then I said, the compassion that Jesus had, the church should have, since we want to be like Jesus. Yes, and I know the majority of the churches are not like this. At least I hope. So I'm gonna have Gloria give her input on that.
Wow.
While I'm about to head back on this highway.
Well, you know what? We don't have long to have an input, so I might have to make a part 2 to this segment. I don't want to say anything wrong. I want to be honest though, because I know a man that don't work doesn't eat. But sometimes life happens, and sometimes that's not the case all the time, because sometimes you might have a widow or older person that's just feeble and can't work, and then I want to say too, on the other hand, a workman is where they hide. Now, a preacher, if they ask for something, should get, like the man said last night, or the lady said last night on Larry Reed, they should get something. I understand that also, but we got to put everything in its proper place, and do what's right. And I mean, if you can afford a $70,000 a week for 1 week, for a conference, then you can feed and pay a bill for somebody that's having a hard time. Amen. Now, I believe that, and I know sometimes we get churchy with things and we like to explain it away biblically, but I'm not talking about somebody that's just sitting on the seat of do nothing, that just holding his hands or sitting on their hands. But there are some people that are really genuinely having a hard time. A hard time. Like I said again, I'm not talking about those ones who don't want to do nothing. But there are people who are sick and hungry. There are older people who can't find their way. I just don't understand it. I really don't understand it. But we can spend $70,000 for a conference. And mind you, some people have those conferences once every season. Every time the climate change or the seasons go by, they have it. So you figure, if you add all that up, like he said, you know how many people you can help, really? I'm not saying now have your conference, but everything should be decent and in order, There's a place and a time for everything. So with that, G-Fam, I'm going to say I have to go right now.
Yeah, please. And we have to do a part 3 to this, because I have some stuff to say as well.
Okay, bye.
Tune in. Have a good day. We'll talk to y'all later.
All right, bye-bye.